Hi. I know it's been a little while since we've been together for our circle time, and last time we talked about making farms and doing things at our own houses. And remember, I talked last time that I had a book that had a really fun farm scene in it, so I put that up to help me out. I also was looking at my puzzle. I had a puzzle for farms, so I think some of you guys have puzzles um, about a farm. And so then I just decided I wanted to add some grass and some mud and some water. So I took different colors of paper and I made a pond out of blue paper for my duck to splash in. I cut out some mud for my pig to be in. And then I also cut up green paper, and I did just sitting it like that, or I took a strip and then I had fun cutting like this to make it so you can kind of go swishy swishy through it. I know a lot of you have a barn at home, but I didn't have a barn, so I decided I was going to make one. And so I took a box from my seltzer water and then put a piece of paper on the front and made a barn where I could even open the door, and that way my animals at night could go in and sleep. So there's something that might be fun to try to do at home. I then also, we've talked about using in other toys and whatnot, I got out my blocks and I made a fence. I built a fence for my animals, and I even had a little hammer so I could pretend that I was fixing the fence and getting it all set to go. Then I thought, well, I'm going to go look around in the kitchen and see what else I can come up with that might be fun ideas that are things you might see at a farm. And I came up with these teeny little spoon and fork. So I'm going to use this one as a shovel for my farmer, or this one to get some hay. And I've got some yarn so that I could get some hay to feed to the cow, like that. And we could talk a lot about what else the farmer does. So I'm going to put my horse in my fenced area. And then I was looking around, and I was thinking I wanted to have 2 sheep, and I only had one like this. So I decided I could make one out of paper. And I just made 2 and taped them together, and I even used some cotton. So I'm going to put them inside the fence too. So now my sheep has a friend. I also thought it would be fun to try to make a wheelbarrow. One of my ideas had to do with using a coffee filter. It didn't work out super well, but it makes me smile. So the other one I did is I had a little tray, and I put on some popsicle sticks, and therefore the farmer could move that wheelbarrow way over where they're going to do some planting. And he was able to get the seeds and put them in the ground. I'm going to have them water it. Anyway, I came up with a little loaf pan, and I'm going to have that to be my trough, or place where they can have some water. I used a block also to make where I did have some hay, and I glued on some felt and then some of my yarn to make it look like that. So I could make my string be the mud that they're using to plant the seeds in, and I could do this where he eats stuff. So I'm hoping you guys will have fun at your house, and that you can make and have a fun time building a little farm, and then talking a lot about what they do. They build fences, they fix fence, the pigs in the mud, planting seeds, so taking care of all the animals. So anyway, I'm hoping you will have fun, and maybe you could send me some of your pictures when you have kind of made a farm. It's fun to use all the different things at your house. Thanks.